Hello everyone and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. In this December 4th, 2023 show, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including some updates on Superman Legacy. We got Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1 trailer. We have stuff going on about death battles and comic books and so much more. We've got so much to talk about tonight. And to let you know how you can get involved in tonight's show, let me introduce you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. What people don't know is that the death battle is not between us. I just want to clear that up right away. No death battles between the two of us.
No, that's right.
So,
yes, there is that. We've got a bit of a lag going. Yeah, a little bit delay between us. I might quit a few things in the background on my side of things, see if that helps speed things up. But how have you been?
Tired. So tired. I'm going to apologize to everybody that there is no This Week in History this week. Just real life is kicking me in the teeth. But got a lot of exciting things to talk about tonight. Sorry, I just got the rundown and I saw the Zack Snyder thing and it made me laugh. But no, we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about tonight.
Yes, indeed. So how do fans get involved in tonight's show?
Oh, it's really simple. All they have to do is go to supermanhomepage.com/live and click on the Call Now button, and that will bring them into the green room where they can watch the show and eventually participate if they would like to. They also use their smartphone to do this by scanning a QR code that's right there. It says Scan Me, so that's pretty much it. If you are going to use your computer, laptop, or desktop to participate, please, if you're using an external speaker, put that on mute because we are on a bit of delay. And if you're going to use your smartphone, please use a headset or AirPods or whatever to make sure that there isn't any of that weird crackling or popping that we have.
Yes, indeed. And if you're a little bit shy and don't want to get on the phone or call us tonight, then feel free to participate in the comments right there on both YouTube and Facebook. We have a feed that you can participate in with fellow fans. Michael and I can have a look at what's going on there and react to any questions and comments you might have. So we can definitely chat to you and keep an eye on what's going on there. But if you'd like your question or comment featured live on the screen during the show, that is called a super chat. On YouTube, you click on the dollar symbol there. A slider will appear on your screen. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and we will feature your comment or question live on the screen as we go along tonight. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons. We've got a few new ones, so I need to kind of look to my notes here. We've obviously got Douglas Meacham and John Patrick Van Pelt. We also welcome back Tina Murray, who is back sponsoring the show. And we have a new sponsor, a new patron that came on board. Just trying to find their name here quickly. We've got, let me have a quick look. We had Tina Murray, we had John Patrick Van Pelt, Douglas Meacham, and we've also got a new one, but it doesn't appear on my screen because they haven't actually told me how they want their name to appear on the show. So welcome to our sponsors and patrons. We love your support. Thank you for supporting the show. Yeah. And if you'd like to join those fine folks and support the show, you can simply go to YouTube. On there's a join button. You click on the join button, and there are different levels of membership with different levels of perks. Or you can go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. Same things, same levels of perks. But we definitely love our sponsors and patrons who make this show survive. So thank you very much for your support. And speaking of one of our patrons, John Patrick Van Pelt is back with us live watching tonight. Has had a few troubles trying to use our feedback form on our website. But yeah, John, I'll hopefully organise that with you, try to fix that up off camera. But for tonight's show, we have a number of topics to get through. We've got people already waiting on the line to talk to us tonight. But let's get into the major topics of tonight's discussion. And Superman Legacy, the upcoming film coming in July 2025. We heard from James Gunn pretty much today revealing that the script is 99.9% done.
That's very specific. I thought it was already done.
Well, he does go on to explain that I'm always changing small things, but it's been essentially done since well before the strike. So yeah, you're correct. He has had that pretty much done, but he's always tinkering and will continue to tinker because most scripts, even during production, during filming, they're always, they're editing things and fixing things as they go along and, making adjustments based on what the actors feel and what they, how a scene's playing out and those kinds of things. And sometimes they do pickups after production while they're getting into the editing stage and do things back later on. But yeah, scripts, I can say it's done. I think we can all agree there.
Yep. No, I like that he's still giving updates and stuff like that. Peter Guber, who is a film producer, worked with John Peters on films like Rain Man and Batman. Said that's why they call it filmmaking. The script is a kind of a blueprint, an important part of it. But yeah, as you said, things change because you're in the midst of the story. Something happens. Pickup shots are definitely a thing that happens, which has to be weird. I mean, you spend months, sometimes a year, filming something, and then it's over. You say goodbye to everybody, and then 6 months later, they're like, "Yeah, you got to come back and do this one scene." And it's just it's got to be weird for actors.
And by the way, could you shave that big moustache on your face, please?
Yeah. And then the other side says, no, he cannot shave that big mustache because we're going to be petty.
Yeah, no. So, these things go well and truly long into the production side of things and in post-production as well, as you said. So, yeah, casting is all pretty much happening, or if not most of it's already been done. So, we believe that March 2024 will be when they will be getting into the thick of things and starting the actual production phase of Superman Legacy. Looking forward to getting details on that. But as you mentioned, Zack Snyder is back in the news. He did an interview with The Hollywood Reporter promoting his new Netflix film, Rebel Moon, and which is, I believe, releasing this week. And he touches on his time working on Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and his Justice League movie, and says that it was amazing to come up with new Superman and to bring Wonder Woman to the big screen for the first time. So there are many amazing moments throughout that period, including some heartbreaks. But he does say that he's pretty much done with the superhero side of things, and there's only really one project he would ever return to do in regards to the superhero genre, and that is a proper adaptation of Dark Knight Returns. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I was like, wow, yeah, who saw that coming? I mean, you watch Batman v Superman, and it's obvious that's what he wanted to do. So, from the costume to bits of dialogue to specific way shots were framed and all that, yeah, it's not a surprise at all.
No, none whatsoever. So, yeah. I imagine this is probably sad news for the Zack Snyder fans who are, always have been hanging on for the longest time with, getting him back on board or getting his Justice League sold to Netflix or whatever the case may be, which is obviously not going to happen. And hopefully this is the final word on that, with Zack Snyder himself saying that he's pretty much done with the superhero genre.
Yep, probably for the best. I mean, he had a good run.
Yeah, exactly. And Rebel Moon actually does arrive on Netflix on December 22nd, so I was a little bit early, but it is later this month. So, there you have it. If you're a Zack Snyder fan, that's what you can look forward to. Still on the movie side of things, the official trailer for Part 1 of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, the new animated movie scheduled to be released in January, has landed today. And here is a little bit of that. We can't play the full bit because of obvious reasons, but here was the trailer that was released for the here we go, for the first part 1 of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Most of you are aware that you live in a reality parallel to many versions of your universe. I've gathered you all to save your worlds.
That does not look good.
You got that right.
So there you go. There's just a little bit of it there. You can watch the full trailer at our website or on YouTube. But yeah, it's obviously the continuation of the Tomorrowverse, same animation style, same character voices, and it says here, where is the description? Death is coming, worse than death, Oblivion. Not just for Earth, but for everyone, everywhere, in every universe. Against the ultimate destruction, the mysterious monitor has gathered the greatest team of superheroes ever assembled. But what can the combined might of Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and hundreds of superheroes from multiple Earths even do to save all of reality from an unstoppable antimatter Armageddon?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, obviously it's based on the 1985 comic book saga Crisis on Infinite Earths, written by Marv Wolfman with art by George Perez. So with 3 animated movies to make up that story, it should be interesting to see how that adaptation goes. But from what I saw of the trailer, looks pretty good so far. Whether or not you like the animation style is another story altogether. But from what I see, the story looks pretty intact from what they're doing in the trailer.
Yeah, there's lots of characters that have really never been animated before, or at least animated like this. I mean, Amazing Man, who is a character created by Roy Thomas in the 80s in the All-Star Squadron, and there's been a couple iterations of him throughout the years. He was in there, and I was just like, wow, they really are digging into these characters. And reading the cast list, Darren Criss is going to be Superman and the Earth 2 Superman. So it seems like they're trying to do a somewhat faithful adaptation of the Crisis itself. It's interesting that Criss is also not doing Ultraman.
Yeah.
Which you would kind of think that would be a no-brainer. Lou Diamond Phillips is going to be Owlman. It was just like, that's kind of cool. And the Spectre. So, which may seem really random. I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I've liked him since I was a teenager. So just he was in a comic book property before. He was in Mercy Reef, the small vilification of Aquaman, or at least the attempt to. So
cool. John Patrick Van Pelt in the comments asks, what is the rating for Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1? It is looking at on Amazon. NC-17, adults only. I never heard of that, but is that a rating system?
Okay, so NC-17 usually means that there's sexual content. I don't think... No, that doesn't... I mean, I can see them doing R, but I don't know if they're going to do NC-17 on this.
Yeah, well, that's what I got listed currently on Amazon, but it could be wrong. And it could be wrong because they've got Melissa Benoist listed in there. I don't think she's part of the cast.
Yeah, that no.
No. So
there's something wonky going on there.
Yes, that's on. Yeah, and that's not an official. We haven't got an official press release or anything from Warner Brothers as yet. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily agree with what Amazon has listed. It would probably be PG-13, I imagine.
Yeah, I would imagine too. I don't think you. I mean, infinite numbers of people are going to die because that's just, it's Crisis on Infinite Earths. So, but at the same time, I don't think they're gonna go for swearing or it's not gonna be The Boys, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, we have seen Lois give the bird in one animated movie, but
which was funny, and I don't care what anybody says. I thought that was hilarious, and that was very Lois Lane.
Yeah, but I don't think it will be NC-17 for this animated film. But we'll give you the full press release once Warner Brothers have issued that.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, the only other movie news really we have is there is a Superman 2 screening taking place at the Brattle Theatre in Cambridge, Massachusetts on December 30th. So at the very end of the year, you can head to the theatre there in Massachusetts and see the sequel to Superman the movie. Watch Superman 2 on the big screen.
Is it going to be the theatrical or the Donner cut, do they say?
It says 127 minute screening of the 1980 classic. It will run as a double feature with the 89 Batman movie.
Wow. That's quite the combo there.
Yeah, so that's screening times to be announced at a later date, but on Saturday, December 30th, a double feature of Superman 2 and 1989's Batman at the Brattle Theatre in Cambridge, Massachusetts. There you go.
That copy on that image you have up is writing a lot of checks that I don't know if the movie fully cashed. In all honesty, it wasn't exactly a cosmic battle.
No. I guess not. But there you have it, and obviously the Twin Towers featuring quite prominently with a burning New York behind it. So a very interesting imagery. But yeah, 127 minute is the theatrical release of Superman 2. Thank you to Nostalgic Pod Blast for clarifying that. Kind of like bridging the movie TV worlds, Max, the streaming service, Warner Brothers streaming service, is about to remove 8 Superman and Supergirl related animated movies from its catalogue. So if you're a fan of the Lego Justice League films or the DC Superhero Girls, you better get quick watching those films because things like Cosmic Clash, Gotham City Breakout, the DC Superhero Girls, Hero of the Year, Intergalactic Games, Brain Drain, and those kinds of movies will not be on the catalogue for streaming once January 1st, 2024 hits, because that's it. They're taking them off the catalogue.
That's weird. I will never understand any decision made by this company at this point. I'm just hoping that the Superman film holds, and that they don't decide, like in the middle of filming, that they can take a tax write-off by not finishing it and releasing it. Because why, when you have an IP, would you take things off unless you're trying to create the concept of scarcity to bring it back? Though oddly enough, Netflix has now got all of the DC expanded universe movies on it, so maybe they're making more money that way.
Maybe, and maybe there was a deal done with Netflix to say, we'll give you these for a limited time, and we'll take them off ours so that people might sign up to Netflix to watch them. I don't know. We're only just speculating here, but yeah, that's the news for Max subscribers. Justin says, why don't they just leave them? Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, it is quite the conundrum.
Yeah, I mean, it can't cost them really anything just to keep them there. But anyway, maybe it's a space saving thing. Who knows? But yeah, that's where things are at with the Max streaming service. Sadly, we don't have any TV news at the moment. We do know Superman and Lois is, gearing up to go into its 4th and last season, which will contain 10 episodes sometime in 2024. But beyond that, we really don't know much else about what's happening, other than Lex Luthor is obviously going to be a focus. I did see that what's his name that plays Sam Lane is going to be on 2 episodes this season, he revealed.
Yeah, that kind of tracks. I mean, I'm hoping it's not so that they kill him, because I don't think we need that.
No.
But no, they said that the people were going to pop back, so I guess they're just not series regulars at this point.
They're just making cameos or the 1 or 2 appearances here or there throughout those 10 final episodes of season 4 of Superman and Lois. So we'll keep you on top of what's going on there once we know more. Well, since we have some time, let's take our first caller for tonight, and we do have Chance Bartels, who is the Nostalgic Podblast, waiting patiently on the line, bringing him in now. Welcome, Chance.
Hello, fellas. How's it going?
Doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing quite well. I had a question for each of you. As you know, December 15th is rapidly approaching, which is the 45th anniversary of Superman the movie. Can you tease us with something you might have planned?
Okay, yeah. For the anniversary of the film, we might be looking at possibly, reissuing or updating our reviews of the film. But yeah, nothing too drastic, nothing earth-shattering, nothing that would make your hair stand up or anything like that. But Michael, anything on your side of things? Anything you're doing on your podcasts at all to kind of mark the occasion?
I've been slowly starting to migrate my shows over to Libsyn.
Okay.
So that they come out on time. And if everything works out around that time period, there'll be a episode of It All Comes Back to Superman, not only covering Superman the movie, but the anniversary of Superman 3, the Ruby Spears series, the Superboy, Lois and Clark, and Man of Steel. Instead of doing one episode about each of those, I'm just going to do them all in one episode. So it's because I have varying lengths of things to say about all of them, but holy got that extended cut out. But yeah, there's some that I want to say a lot about, and some that I'm just like, yeah, that was released such and such years ago.
Cool. I'm excited about that. Our friend Jim Bowers will probably have something really special planned, since that's what he specializes in, the Christopher Reeve movies. Can I quickly, before you must go, I know you have a lot to cover.
No, go for it. 100%. Of course you can. Actually,
since the anniversary is coming up,
we should try to get Jim Bowers as a guest around that in the next couple of weeks to see if we can get him on. Very cool, Chance. What are we looking at there? You got a vinyl?
That's the Laserdisc.
Oh, Laserdisc.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the Laserdisc. A friend of mine gave me the one for 1 and 2 recently, or a couple years ago. So yeah, I recognize that immediately.
And I love the interview that Steve did with Ellen Bride, the stunt woman for Lois Lane in Superman the movie. That was one of the best I've seen on the internet. And there's the making of Superman the movie, which I highly recommend. Great book.
Great book, definitely.
This was one of my favorite reads, American Cinematographer. It has a lot of great photographs about the production of Superman the movie. Really nice, oversized magazine. Excellent read. And then, of course, hold on, bear with me. This, the DC Comics.
Ooh.
I just love this cover. This is the DC Comics magazine about the production of Superman the movie. It's not a comic book adaptation. There's an interview with Richard Donner and the cast and the crew, and it's just really well done. You can't really see it that good, can you?
No, it's great. No, we can see it definitely. No, it looks great.
Bit of a glare.
No, awesome.
And then what I watch is just the theatrical. The reason I was holding that up, that's the only version, the 3-hour, 8-minute cut that I watch anymore, just because I love hearing all the John Williams music and all those great extended scenes, and I want more. I want it all.
Yeah, I know. I can understand that, and I guess that's the thing. With so limited vision of Christopher Reeve as Superman, we want as much as we can get.
Yeah.
Very nice. The Japanese
movie program.
Yeah.
So I'll sign off, or I'll just sit here and listen. Whatever you want me to do. Really enjoying the show. You guys do a great job each and every week.
Thank you. And do you want to promote your what you're doing?
I have a nostalgia show called The Nostalgic Podblast, and I plug you at the end of each and every show. Superman homepage, the number one source for all things Superman. Steve Eunice and Michael Bailey. And it's just a weekly show, and now I've got StreamYard, so I stream it on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook Live, The Nostalgic Podblast. And I'm doing a special show about Superman the movie's 45th anniversary, probably around December 14th.
Beautiful. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing your awesome collection. We love the backdrop there. I'm going to give you a solo look. There you go. So we can all see your complete background. That is awesome. Stacked up.
Those are 16mm film reels in the background. behind my little sign. Anyway.
Very cool.
Oh, neat.
Very nice. Thanks, Chance. Great to hear from you. Thanks so much for calling in tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Steve and Michael.
Take care. Bye.
There I am.
Yeah, it was Chance.
Disappeared.
Yeah, just took him off for a second and then brought us both back in as I could. Thank you, Chance. That was awesome to hear from him and to see some of his collection there. John Patrick Van Pelt, a super chat there on the screen. Any chance of doing a Superman the Movie watch party with the Superman homepage? Possible. It's always very difficult because of time differences. Michael and I do this show at this time of the evening because for him it's like 10:30 at night. For me, it's 2:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. For him, it's Monday night, and we'll see what we can do. We've tried watch parties in the past. It's very difficult to tee up because of scheduling with time differences and time zones. But thank you, John, for that suggestion.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the 14th and the 15th, I'm pretty much going to be just not doing much. The 14th is Rachel and I's 20th wedding anniversary.
Woo! Congratulations.
We're not doing anything huge, but I actually am taking 2 days off in a row, and in addition to just celebrating, we're also packing up the house. So we got that going on for us.
Very nice.
But no, I would love to be part of something like that. But yeah, it's just like, let's do it at like 8 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning, and Steve's just like, no, I'm asleep at that time.
Well, congratulations on your upcoming anniversary.
Thank you. Oh yeah, the live studio audience that I never see.
All right, cut that. There you go. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. Almost at the halfway mark of tonight's show. We're going to play some messages. Come back on the flip side to talk comic books. So much happening in the world of Superman outside of movies, TVs, and comics. We've got death battles. We've got figures, action figures, statues. You name it. It's all happening. We'll be back right after this with more of all those topics.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program. Just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman Homepage.
Up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
DC. Comics. Incredible. Action. Astonishing. Adventure. The coolest heroes. The bravest heroines. And the most outrageous villains. Too tough for TV. In the universe. DC Comics. Read them and love them.
And we're back on Superman Homepage Live. Read 'em and love 'em. Can I come up with a better tagline?
It was the 90s, They spent all the money on the animation.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking about read 'em and love 'em, let's have a look at what is available this week for comic book fans in the comic book world. Here is the books that you'll be able to read as of Tuesday, December 5th. We have Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville #4, which is available in a couple of different variant covers. Only because they're in Smallville do we mention it. Superman 78, The Metal Curtain #2 is out this week, and it is also available in a couple of awesome variant covers. And then we've got Titans Beast World Tour Metropolis #1. It's a one-shot. It's obviously the big crossover event that DC is doing at the moment, this Beast World thing. And we mentioned this one because they're in Metropolis and Superman family members are involved. And you'll be able to read reviews of both Superman 78, The Metal Curtain #2 and Titans Beast World Tour Metropolis #1 tomorrow when the reviews go up on our website. And look forward to seeing what our reviewers think of those comic books.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Superman 78. I still need to catch up on it. I'm caught up on Action and Superman now, though.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Action continues to be a solid read, month after month. I'm enjoying Philip Kennedy Johnson's going out on a high note. The backup stories continue to be kind of hit and miss.
Yep, agreed.
I did like the Chinese Superman story.
Yes.
That ran in that two-parter. I really enjoyed that, actually. I was just like, I didn't like when he was writing regular Superman. But Gene really has a way with that character. Yeah, but Joshua Williams Superman is still like far and away. Man, this is a good run. This is gonna be a run for the ages. I'm calling it right now. This is gonna be one that's gonna be in trade paperbacks, and people are gonna still be talking about it. It's gonna be the one you can just literally take it off the shelf and hand it to somebody and go, "Here is Superman.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is all you need to know."
Very good. Couldn't agree more. Doing awesome things over there. So good time to be a reader of the Superman comic books. All right, well, let's. We don't have it this week in history, as you mentioned, so we're going to jump straight into the fan favorite segment of our show. Well, I try to think up of a new question for this week. All right, Michael, what was our fan favorite question from last week?
Well, in honor of the Ordster's birthday last week, we asked, what is your favorite Jerry Ordway Superman image? And JP Rocha wrote in, for my favorite Jerry Ordway image, I'm going with The Adventures of Superman number 441 because it was the first Ordway book that I remember owning. That's a good reason. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, JP. Great image.
And that is cool. Not just the way the legs are under the checkerboard. It's just such a really good.
Really well
God,
done.
he's so good.
Next up, we had Luke Lazalde, who said, after Ned Beatty passed, I came across this Jerry Ordway 1979 piece. He hosted it in honor of Ned and Richard Donner. Gorgeous tribute. It is a gorgeous tribute to Superman the movie. I was surprised to see neither America's Finest or number 21 or 33 made it into last week's fan favorite question regarding the world's finest covers. That is always a good one to see, and this was the other one, which was this is a classic. They use this everywhere. Actually, it's coming up in a later story.
High fives.
Yeah, and I've seen that cropped to be just a high five image. But thank you, Luke, for this week and last week's response.
Back when, so this is like 1988, I started reading a magazine called Comic Scene. And it was issue 3, and it had an interview with Jerry Ordway with all of that Superman the movie artwork he did in the late 70s. It's just gorgeous. It's so God, he's talented. He can really do likenesses very well.
So true.
John Barker wrote in, I had the opportunity to get a Jerry Ordway original cover image from Jerry earlier this year, proudly displayed in my home office.
Very nice. How cool is that? Yeah, it's always an iconic one, Superman and the eagle, the bald eagle. Thank you, Alex. Next up, we had that was John Barker's one there. I was gonna say, so that is the image that he got from Jerry, drawn and signed. Had him in the wrong order. Thank you, John. Very nice. All right, next up, that was the image here. Alex Davis wrote in saying, my favourite image of Jerry Ordway Superman is the cover to Adventures of Superman 424. It has a throwback feel, but modern at the same time. So yeah, sorry I had the images mixed up there in order, but thank you, Alex, and thank you, John, before that.
Yeah, David Rustage wrote in, I've steered away from the obvious for this choice, as my favorite screen Superman is Chris Reeve. I've gone with two Jerry Ordway drawings connected to him. One is the rescue of Lois within Superman the movie. The other is a card illustration done for the DC sent on hearing of the actor's accident. The first has great detailed line work. The second conveys an empathy for the character.
Very nice. Thank you, David, for sending both of those in. Some great choices. And yeah, it's probably one of the most responses we've received to one of our fan favorite questions for a while. So there you go. There's Michael's.
It's my mouse pad.
Oh, nice.
Zazzle had it a couple years ago, and I was just like, oh, I'm getting that. That's not my favorite. I didn't send it to Steve. It's so hard to choose one because there's so many just like covers and images and all that I just absolutely love. But Adventures of Superman number 435, which was the last of the Marv Wolfman run of that title, has Superman just flying straight ahead. And for years, I loved that cover. And I found out like just a couple years ago, so I was a couple years old, that it was an homage to an Iron Man cover from the 70s.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just like, so you learn something every day.
There you go. All right, so thank you to all those people who sent in responses to the fan favorite question. And again, happy birthday to our good friend. And let's move on to this week's fan favorite question, which I'm going to continue on a similar theme about artists, but I'm going to go with someone a little bit left field. What is your favorite Ed McGuinness Superman image?
Ooh.
So, yes, send us your responses to this fan favorite question. The email address is on the bottom of your screen right now, info@supermanhomepage.com. Send us your favorite Ed McGuinness Superman images to that email address, and we will show them and read out your responses when we return to this segment next week. That is the fan favorite question for this week. Thank you very much. All right, well, let's move on, push on. Big week at the Superman homepage. As I mentioned last week, behind me tonight, my background is the Changing Face of Superman poster celebrating 85 years of Superman. This goes through the many different people, artists and actors, and portrayals of Superman in comic books, TV, film, animation, you name it. We've put it up there in a massive poster that is available to select members of our website. Let's see if I've got it. There it is. So of our YouTube channel and our Patreon patrons, if you're a member of the $10 per month level, you will be getting this poster free as part of your ongoing membership. You would have received the Shield poster, which was sent out last week, which I spoke about last week, and towards the end of this month, you'll be getting the Changing Face of Superman poster. It's not too late to get either of these posters. All you have to do is click the join button there on YouTube and become a member of that $10 poster membership, or you can go to patreon.com/Superman homepage and do the same thing. And those posters will be sent out as a high-res PDF that you can download. There are over 200 different Superman images spanning 85 years on that poster, so get to it.
Apparently, capes, tights, and lightsabers is going to be very disappointed if I'm not blurry in real life. Guys, I hope next year after the move, when I'm in a new place, that I won't have this problem. I honestly think it's the room I'm in, but it's the only room that has like all of this in it. Uh, wonder how many people are going to choose this Ed McGuinness image just because it's like subliminally, like in the background, just getting into their head. No, seriously, it's a. I think it's a combination of the thing that we use to do this. Because when I look down in the corner in like the little preview, it's completely clear. And I think it's just this room. There's a lot of brick around me, so that's probably messing with the Wi-Fi. My plan is when we move to the new place that I'm basically going to figure out a way just to hardwire whatever computer I work. Just do a Cat 6 cable and just have that plugged in at all times, so it's a continuous stream. So I won't be blurry. If I am, it might be at a convention, and I might be drunk or tipsy. So there's that too.
Yeah. I thought it was like we're doing like a soft filter on Michael. You know how they do that in certain movies just to you know make him look.
Yeah, I'm trying to look younger. Though apparently I'm finding this out at work, and I know this has nothing to do with Superman. Apparently, people don't think I'm 47. They think I'm much younger, and I don't know where they're getting that.
Yeah, maybe it's because you still got some hair.
Yeah, well, that's true, and they don't really see all the gray in the facial hair because I'm usually wearing a mask at work. But I was telling another manager today as we were working that next week's my 20th wedding anniversary. He's just like, "How are you old enough to be married for 20 years?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm 47 years old."
Yeah, I get it all the time too. Next year we'll be celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary, and everyone's like, "You don't look old enough to have been married for 30 years." But yeah. There you have it. Speaking of 30 years, the Superman homepage is going to be celebrating its 30th anniversary next year. We are now into our 30th year. The website started back in November 1994. So now, as being December of 2023, we are into our 30th year. So yes, this will be our 30th year online. And we'll be doing some things over the coming 12 months to culminate in our 30th anniversary on November 2024. We're going to be doing some retrospectives, doing a bit of look back at where the website's come and how far it's come and what it used to look like. And we'll be getting articles written by some of the long-time members talking about when they came on board. And, Michael, hopefully I can get you to put something together about your time being a member of the Superman homepage staff. And, we're going to celebrate the next 12 months, as I said, culminating in our 30th anniversary in November 2024. But, 30 years online as of now.
I was poking around archive.org a couple of weeks ago, and on that they have taken the Wayback Machine, and I was just looking at how the homepage used to look, and it's just it's like really like it's never looked bad. That's the thing, is that from the time I started going to the site in 1999, 1998, 1999 when I first got online. And as I always say, some of our listeners and viewers here is like, got online. What are you talking about? Yes, at one point it was a conscious choice, and you had to do something to get there. But I remember Superman homepage was one of the first pages that I discovered, and really got into the message boards. And but it just evolved so subtly. Like now I look at it and I can't really remember. I have to look at the Wayback Machine. Go back to like the 2002, 2003 ones, folks, because the rumors about the Superman movies are just fun to revisit. They just really are.
They are definitely big time. John Patrick Van Pelt asking if there'll be any special guest hosts like Scotty V or Neil Bailey. I'll definitely be getting in touch with both Neil and Scott, who are still very good friends of mine and who I still chat with and are still, they're behind the scenes, just not as involved as they used to be. And we will be getting them to either come on, chat on the show, or do an article themselves, or they can do a video in their own time, whatever they decide is best for them. But we'll be definitely, Adam DeChannel, I think, has probably been the longest running member of the website, still writing reviews, back when he used to be called Nishan. So yeah, we've had some name changes, we've had some physical changes, we've had some website changes. So we've got a lot to look back on and be thankful for with with the website. So thank you to everyone for being part of what has been an amazing journey.
Um, Scotty's got a bit of a Lex Luthor vibe going these days. I was seeing some pictures on Facebook, and I feel bad making that joke in case like something's wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a conscious decision for him to do that. But I was just like, wow, look at that. Okay, very good.
There you go. The death battle. This has been a big story this week. The third attempt at doing a definitive take on who would win in a fight between Goku versus Superman. And again, Superman has won. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Man, like you want to talk about something that will never die. Like how many times, like literally again from 1998 till today, there hasn't been a single message board or like thing where I haven't stumbled upon somebody arguing about this. It's kind of fascinating.
Definitely fascinating. It's like a 26-minute video, and they go into massive, in-depth look at each of the characters, every version, every power, every kind of panel that has ever been where someone's mentioned, what power levels they have. These guys go into it, and it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, and the neat thing about it is that this isn't something you have to do like a clickbait title for. Like it's Goku versus Superman. People are gonna go and see that. I mean, it's just people are gonna click on it because again, we've been arguing about. Well, I haven't. I've stayed out of it because I've never watched Dragon Ball Z.
You and me both.
It's just not my thing.
No.
I just and I hear people like they're like, "Wow, you've never seen a single episode?" Nope, nope. And at this point, it's on purpose because I don't want to.
I'm with you. Just no interest. Sorry, but yeah, it's out there. If you want to watch that, it's up on our website. Check it out if that's something you're interested in. All right, heaps of action figures and statues have been announced this week. Let's just kind of go through them as we can. Here is another McFarlane Toys action figure. This one is called DC Classic Superman action figure. But again, it's not the belt. I'm
It's
being
not.
nitpicky.
No, they screwed up the belt. It's just like, guys, come on. It's really simple. I mean, to be fair, this is the nicest face sculpt they have done so far.
For a while, yes.
Because it doesn't look angry, it doesn't look sullen, it doesn't look like it should be knocking on your door and telling you that they're legally required to tell you that they have moved into the neighborhood. This is a good classic, like Superman. It's got a light blue costume, but the red's still kind of dark, so it really pops. But it's just, man, my eyes go to that belt, and it's just like it's almost like a He-Man belt.
Yeah.
It just bugs me so much. Like, you guys had one job and you keep screwing it up.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, there's that action figure that will be available for pre-order as of Friday, December 8th. And then the action figure duo that nobody asked for, Bizarro and Batzarro, a 2-pack coming from McFarlane Toys. Again, pre-orders from December 8th as well.
I love these. These I love. No question. It's got kind of a McGinnis vibe.
Yes.
I think what they should have done, which they don't want to because they really want to showcase the figure, they should have had the Batzarro upside down.
Yeah.
Like that cover. But no, that is a really nice looking Bizarro figure.
Yeah, and Nostalgic Podblast mentioning that the knees are quite unusual the way they're doing them in these action figures, both in the previous one and these two.
Yeah, the articulation is always like the thing I hate about the McFarlane figures. And it's not like they're like in the package, they're fine to look at, but I like to take mine out and put them on a shelf. It's that way, that they're actually kind of displayed, and you don't have to worry about like the packaging and all that. Um, they're almost impossible to stand.
Yeah.
Even with the little thing that comes with them, they're almost that you cannot stand them on their own, and it's just the articulation is just so off, and for whatever reason, no matter how they put it, no matter the figure, when you take it off, one of the legs, the foot's going to be crooked because of how it was put into the plastic.
Yeah.
And just held there. It's really weird.
It is. So there's those figures. There's also an Injustice 2 Superman deluxe statue coming from Sideshow Collectibles. This one will be available to pre-order. Is available for pre-order now. Will be coming in April 2024. This one is $335 US.
I hate that light blue. That's not an attractive costume. I'm sorry. I'm being so negative right now. I will be happier for the rest of the episode, folks. I promise.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the Injustice 2 Superman 1/8 scale collectible figure statue coming, as I said, from Sideshow Collectibles, and from XM Studios we have this Dark Knights of Steel series Superman, or Kal-El, and he has this version available as well. Yes, this will be available to pre-order from December 5th at 5 p.m. SGT. I'm guessing that's somewhere in the Asian areas, because that's where XM Studios are based, in different part of Asia. So building on top of the existing design in the comics, XM has developed a unique and altered take on the medieval styling in tandem with the actual comic storyline, in which the elves come to befriend King Thomas and Queen Martha, kicking off a cascading sequence of events brimming with knights, magic, and intrigue amidst a warring feud between kingdoms. There you have it.
That's a real Christopher Reeve face.
Yeah, it's a interesting design. Yes, capes, tights, and lightsabers, saying that face on a good body, but just make him smile.
That's a cool outfit, though. I like the armor. I haven't read Dark Knights of Steel yet, but that design was really sharp looking.
Definitely.
Like literally, it looks like it could cut you.
Now, this one came across my desk just by browsing through Facebook today. How certain things pop up they think that you might be interested in. And being that I'm a Superman fan and I'm in Australia, the NBL here in Australia, which is our National Basketball League, is doing a DC Multiverse round where the teams will be wearing uniforms inspired by some of the world's most famous superheroes. And Sydney, where I live, just happened to the Sydney Kings. They happen to be wearing Superman on their uniform. And the DC round of games will be December 7th to December 10th, so this coming weekend. And the Sydney Kings, as I said, wearing Superman. But all the other teams, there's Hawkman, there's Batman, there's Wonder Woman, there's Green Lantern, so on and so forth, from the different teams that are in the competition. There is other merchandise that can be bought, including, see, there it is, the basketball world's finest image of Superman and Batman reaching for the ball. They're using it on a T-shirt, which is also on a hoodie, sweatshirt, what have you. So that's pretty cool. They're doing that this weekend in the NBL here in Australia.
Yeah, I like that. I am continue to be fascinated that the second Rebirth costume continues to be like the one that they are using for merchandise. Like,
I know, it's bizarre.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. As for conventions that are taking place around the world this week, there is only one. There was two, but unfortunately, Jack Quaid, who does the voice of Superman and Clark Kent for My Adventures of Superman, was supposed to be attending the Argentina Comic Con this coming weekend, but I believe he has postponed and he won't be there. But if you're in Maryland, in the Ocean City Comic Con is on December 9th, and comic creator Brett Breeding will be there on that single day for that convention. So there is that.
My family vacationed in Ocean City for like 3 summers in
nice.
86, 87, and 88.
Nice part of the world.
Yeah, it's nice. My aunt had a beach house that she owned for a little while, and we rented it for the week.
Cool.
Went to the beach. Usually it rained one day. We would go to the movies. That's how I saw the trailer for Superman 4 when we went to see Inner Space in 87. But yeah, I just heard Ocean City, Maryland. I'm like, oh, I know where that is.
There you go.
I've been there.
Don't forget, on the Superman homepage, I better turn my graphic on. We are still running our Shield. It was still time for you to vote in the Shield Awards, and you get to vote. When you vote, you get to go in the running for those 4 vinyl figures that are available as a prize. And don't forget, the Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for the beginning of a new month. And the 3 questions we're asking you this time around are: what is the full title of the Christmas-themed episode of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman from Season 4? 'Twas the Night Before. What? Question 2 is: which Justice League member does Clark Kent bring home to Smallville in the Christmas-themed episode of the Justice League animated series titled Comfort and Joy? And the third question is: what is the full title of the 1978 Christmas-themed Superman vinyl record, which is titled Light Up the Tree, Mr. Who? So get involved. The 3 questions are obviously Christmas themed, and head to supermanhomepage.com/trivia to get involved in the Super Trivia Quiz for this month. You'd be surprised.
There's a moment.
That third one, I've got a lot of different real interesting responses.
That Power Records, the Christmas one with Superman, there is a moment where it sounds like Clark had taken some acid before coming into the office, and it like kicks in at one point. It's a fun thing. It's a fun little adventure. I recommend it. It's funny because you mentioned Comfort and Joy, which keep talking about it. It premiered on the 13th of December in 2003. So I remember coming back from our practice dinner, the dinner that you have like with the families the day before the wedding.
Yes.
And sat there and watched Comfort and Joy.
Nice.
Just got home just in time. So
very cool.
It still holds up. That's a fun episode of that series.
Yep, definitely is. So there you have it, and that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's show. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Superman Homepage Live. Thanks to Mind the Gap, Capes, Tights and Lightsabers, Nostalgic Pod Blast, Justin Suarez, John Patrick Van Pelt, and so many others who joined us tonight live watching the show over this past hour. Thank you for your company. We really appreciate you being with us. Thank you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Michael.
Pleasure as always.
And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, and our new supporter, who I will get their name cleared up for next week's show. Thank you for your contributions to the show. Don't forget, Michael and I will be back next week on December 11th, 2023 for another episode of Superman Homepage Live at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Hope you'll join us then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Good night.